and he just lunges in. He's got a weapon in his hand. He stabs at me one time.
Well, he put a picture of it on his Instagram.
Yeah.
Did you guys see it? Brace yourself. This is a stab
I'm gonna
wound.
probably cover my eyes.
Our pal, our friend, our confidant, Cory Feldman, all up in the news. The gift that keeps giving. He's all up in the news.
Lost Boys 4?
He has a tale of being stabbed. This is him and they don't show the camera really.
Oh, it's just like
smallest stab wound.
No. It's a good thing because we're talking.
Yeah, exactly right.
Well, like even the police
teams. Yeah. Oh, that's a police guy.
He's like a.
He's
police
like, I don't need a
photographer.
camera. Never mind. There's nothing there.
I mean,
thank you.
He, the guy kind of has to do his job no
Humor
matter
him.
what. So he has to be like, oh well, no, I guess it's good you didn't get like really stabbed, or else maybe you'd be hurt.
What if he was like the biggest Cory Feldman fan he had to contain? It's not even that. He's like, oh, it's good. We're just talking. Me and Cory Feldman. The Frog Brother himself.
He just starts working lyrics from the songs into his casual conversation.
Oh yeah, he's a fan of the music, not the movies. You gotta really zoom in.
Do you think Cory Feldman's embarrassed at all that
Absolutely
this happened?
not.
What?
Do you think Cory Feldman has that registers with him?
I don't think he's
Embarrassment
capable.
registers?
You think he's
he's not
self-aware
capable
like
of
a
it
human?
anymore.
But I mean, does he have any conscience where these guys have to take time out of their day of like doing real police work?
No,
He
he set up
believes it.
another GoFundMe. Even though does he not have health insurance?
Yeah,
What do
he
you mean?
kids himself. He's kid himself into thinking that everything that happens to him is real and true. And so even this fake garbage, he totally buys into it. He buys into it more than anybody.
Well, what's his GoFundMe at?
Yeah.
I'll have to check.
There's the idea that it has any money is insane. His 19th fucking GoFundMe.
And we can't even get 300 bits.
C-O-U-R-T, anyone?
Yes.
We're going to make sure you're real.
Did they just spell Court in front of him?
I think Courtney, that's his wife's name.
They were like, hey, we're gonna have to take Cory to C-O-U-R-T, but don't tell him.
What are you guys talking about?
Nothing.
You guys talking about my stab wound?
Where are his
C-O-U-R-T.
LIPS? His LIPS?
They don't.
Where are they?
There are none.
Courtney? Kortknee?
Here's him breaking down what happened.
My security guy mentions that he's following us, and then
Better roll down the
he
windows
sees
and
that
unlock
same
your door.
Car kind of speed up in front of us, and I see the car finally, and the car is
They pulled up in the
basically
license
doing
to
the same
drive
thing the
car.
on the
Is
freeway
that him?
was doing, like pulling up to people, almost looking like he's going to hit them, kind of just clearing some kind of path, and then he slows down.
He thinks it's an
and
action
aligns
movie. He thinks he's in an action movie, so his lie doesn't even make sense. No one does this in real life.
Well, what was the other thing that happened coincidentally, like a few months ago? What was his other story?
That
Like, he almost
someone
got
tried to run him off the
over.
road? Yeah.
Fucking. And the problem is, I mean, the good side is that people, even some of the people that believed him before, are kind of like, wait a minute, there's something wrong with this guy.
Yeah.
But there's enough people that are like, oh, Cory, leave him alone.
With our window on the passenger side. So when he does that, the guy on the passenger side.
When you tell the truth, you look someone in the eye and don't blink.
He looks in, he starts
Blink and
giving
look
him the evil
everywhere.
eye. My guy's a very, very big, brooding gentleman. He's 6'4", bald head. He cracks the window down this much. He
What's
looks out
up?
through there. He's staring the guy down. And when he does that, somebody gets out of their car, starts approaching our car. This guy's he's a short guy, bald head, Mexican fellow. He comes up to the passenger
Mexican,
side.
maybe
trying
he's
to approach
Filipino.
the
He couldn't
passenger side
tell.
Door, and he's standing there blocking it. And he's like, "Get back in your car. You might want to move away. Don't approach our car." And the guy's like, "What you gonna do about it? You got a gun? You're a tough guy. You got a gun. You want?"
Yeah, this all sounds very real.
Why wouldn't you just drive away?
Yeah,
The guy's out of his car, you just drive away.
LA traffic, I'll tell you.
Because
I will
he's
not run a
making
red.
he's making this story up as he goes along, and it has to be dramatic.
I'd rather not do that. Just get back in your car.
Well, and why would you, like, the security guy didn't say, hey, lock your doors.
Yeah, come on.
He's too busy looking out the crack in his window that he doesn't see that another guy's going to come up and open his door.
I lock my doors sometimes in a parking lot when I just see someone that just like is kind of walking a little too close. I'm like, I don't know, maybe I should lock my door. And I'm just some fucking nobody, and he's some nobody. If you're behind a goddamn black red light when you've been run off the road and a path was being carved, you telling me you're not going to lock your doors?
And then when they see your doors unlocked, they're like, oh, this window just popped right out. Let me just remove it. They rob you anyway.
And the guy then eventually starts looking like he's getting back in his car. I'm watching from the other side. I'm looking on both sides. I've got both windows down, and I'm looking to see what the car is doing.
I'm assessing the situation.
Now is out of the car.
I got my head on a swivel.
Yeah,
I've been in action movies.
Yeah.
I was in Lost Boys: The Tribe.
I saw this in a comic book. A lot of people think you need a stake. Any blunt object will do. Just right through.
And the light is green, and I want to take off, but I can't because the guy in front of me hasn't moved yet. So at that point, the car next to us, or the one behind us, does a U-turn, pulls out into the other lane, does
flips
a
a
U-turn,
bitch, drives in
comes
reverse,
back and aligns himself right next to my driver's side.
And then the guy gets
And
out,
when
and
he
it's
does
baby
that,
driver.
My
It's
guy
the
doesn't
baby
even see it
driver.
happening because he's got his focus on the other guy.
He doesn't see a car coming
That's
up
when I-
perpendicular to your car in the oncoming traffic opposite lane.
I forgive him. He hasn't been in movies like Lost Boys. He doesn't know how to keep his head on a swivel.
That's when I said, let's go. Flipped up onto the roof. I'm like, come on. Guy hops out. We start battling on the roof. There's these twins. They look like they're twins with dreadlocks. They start fighting it out. Then Morpheus pops out.
Next thing I know, my security guard's getting mouthy, telling me to get back in the car.
I put my dukes up.
Fucking put my tits up.
I shoot
knock
my web
his
shooter.
ass out.
And I'm like, the only mouth around here is me.
What do I pay you for? Fucking knocked him out.
I was his security guard. It was all a ruse.
And then all of a sudden, somebody gets out of the passenger side when they're right next to me. He comes over, and I lock my door. And the door's locked. He goes to pull the handle.
He has super
Rips the
strength.
door off
Yeah,
like
opens-
Brock Lesnar.
He had a
opens the whole fucking door.
device in his hand, hacked my door, opened it up.
All of a sudden, my door opens like a DeLorean. I didn't even know my car did that. And I was like, "Hey, cool. How'd you hack it?" He stabbed me.
Doesn't work. And then all of a sudden, he I don't know what he did, but he pulls it again with extra strength, and the door flies open. And he just lunges in. He
He did have
He
extra
really
strength.
did.
Holy shit, that's really his reason, is he had extra strength.
Yeah, he's
He
definitely a guy with
ripped
extra
a door
strength.
open. What an insane thing.
It was a guy with extra strength and a AIDS syringe.
He said, I'm the juggernaut, bitch. And he stuck me with a hydraulic needle.
But you know what makes sense here though? Because they tried to say that fucking Charlie Sheen fucked Corey Haim in the butt. This is Charlie Sheen's revenge. He's like, here, take some of my tiger blood.
Yup, there it is.
My quote, tiger blood.
Welcome to the wonderful world of tiger's
Yeah.
blood.
You can rip a door off of a car, winning.
Welcome to the world where this tiger ain't endangered, if you know what I mean.
It just gives you super strength.
And he just lunges in. He's got a weapon in his hand. He stabs at me one time. I pull back like this as far as I can. I pull the door closed with me, lock it, pull on my thing, and I jet out of there. And that's it.
He
So
pulled on
my
his thing.
thing.
Jet out. His ejection
dick
seat.
out.
His ejection seat. He shot out of the roof.
Yeah, the Hulk grabs it at the last second.
Fucking pulled on my dick, came everywhere. Fucking drove away as
Yeah, it
fast
got
as
me
I could.
hard. The
just-
danger was getting me horny.
got one stab in. That was it. And it was a very small punctuation. It was like a dot.
Punctuation.
It was bleeding, but it was like a dot. So I don't
Like
know
a-
if he
like a
just got
period,
me
you
with
know,
a
like that,
knife,
punctuation.
or if he got me with a syringe. That's the part we
a
don't.
very thin knife.
Don't get me wrong. Like what he's trying to do again.
You're wrong.
When you're making up a story, you don't think of things correctly. But he's trying to to lead us to believe that he genuinely didn't see what the man stabbed at him with. And it's one of those things where, like, maybe if you get sucker punched from behind, you don't see the punch coming. But you could totally recognize, if you have the wherewithal to see him there, see him rip it open, and like dodge
And
backwards.
lock his door and
yeah,
everything.
you're telling me you didn't at any point in time see what was in his hand?
Well, he put a picture of it on his Instagram.
Yeah.
Did you guys see it?
He hit him with like an Assassin's Creed knife.
Are you fucking ready to be wowed?
Oh, yes.
Wow.
I mean, you guys don't mind gore, right? You guys.
I
don't-
love gore.
It's just
I
that
don't like
part of
gore.
annihilation. There's a worm in his stomach.
Well, brace yourself, Kristen. I mean,
Alright.
this is a stab
I'm going to
wound.
probably cover my eyes.
Okay.
You ready?
I'm not ready.
There it is.
So when I was like 12, my friends and I were playing a paper RPG, and I accidentally stabbed myself in the leg with my pencil, and it looked exactly like that. And it's still there to this day. I take my pants off right now and show you the same puncture wound.
Yeah,
well,
it
for
looks-
500
Yeah,
bits.
for enough bits. I like how even he's like, world's smallest knife wound?
Or yes, I was attacked 2 days ago. Yes, they used some sort of sharp weapon, and yes, it went into my body. This is what the scar looks like.
That's not what a scar is.
Yeah.
That's not a scar.
Obviously, it was a knife. I got very lucky, and I'm blessed. If it was a syringe, I'll pray for the best. It looks like it was a pencil.
It looks like a pencil,
Yeah,
or like
or a
he,
freckle.
like a
Yeah.
cat.
Or yeah,
Like
he
a
cut
cat was-
himself shaving, maybe.
A cat was kneading on him.
Still
too
crazy
hard.
if some guy ripped a door off and stabbed him with a pencil. I mean, any way you look at it, it's a crazy story.
Yeah, he's burying the lead by implying that the man used superhuman strength to rip the door off. I was like, no, but the wound, the stab is the crazy part.
Any other person would be so embarrassed to tell this story and then show this picture. Why the fuck are you showing this picture? He
doesn't
nothing.
care. It's attention. Any attention is attention to this guy. He's learned that originally he wanted good attention, but he learned that he can't do that. So now he'll be the butt of everyone's joke if it means that people are paying attention to him. That's all he cares about anymore.
Is that I do know 100% for a fact that there is a conspiracy. I do know for a fact that that conspiracy has to do with
I just want to take a piss.
And I do know that who the organizer of that conspiracy is, and I do know who it's being led by.
Wait, what does he think the word conspiracy means?
He thinks it means I want to be famous one day again. I'm trying to be famous again. Please let me be famous.
Oh, okay.
This freeze frame, you gotta put a little noodle in his mouth. Like
I see lips. I didn't know he had lips.
That's his little butthole in his mouth.
It's him and the
butthole mouth.
mouth
the
bubble.
lady and the tramp. Like they're both like gonna meet in the middle of the spaghetti.
And it all has to do with the pedophilia claims that I've made. So I can't say that this incident was related.
Stabbed with
but what
a baby's
I can
dick.
say is that it's very odd that a group of Mexican guys would
It was like
pull over
Asian
a car,
King.
go as far as opening a door and stabbing the person inside.
No locked
because
doors.
generally, if they're going to do that kind of an aggressive move,
It'd be cool to, because everyone thinks if you stab someone with a syringe, it's AIDS. It'd be cool to just be like, here's the cold. Have a cold, bitch.
Here's hepatitis C.
Here's some
Give you
Kool-Aid.
diabetes.
Oh
Some
no,
fucking
Kool-Aid.
diabetes. Let me show you something, Aaron.
wallet at
My
that
skin is
point,
stained.
They're going to ask for your car keys. They're going to ask for some kind of demand.
Whoa, is that
'cause
what
they've got-
Mexicans are going to do, Cory Feldman? Is that what you think they're going to do?
Give me your car keys. Now you have AIDS.
I'm gonna
you
check
there.
your
I mean,
mail.
What, there you go. The door's open. They stabbed you. What do they want? Well, at that point, the guy just got back in his car and left. So
That's not what he said.
stab me?
That's
What
not
else?
what he said.
He stood up to
said
him.
that he
Yeah, and he pulled
the door shut and then drove away.
Yeah.
How is he supposed to? Nah, see, he's already fucking an idiot. He is already saying things that aren't true.
No, I just remembered
dare you.
this part.
And it's great because TMZ pushes all this shit, and then they just do a goofy thing about it. Like,
A wolf pack, a stabbing, Russian spies, and Cory Feldman. No, not a movie you skip over while surfing Netflix. This is real, some of it.
is that a vape in his hand?
Yeah, listener pointed it out to me. That's definitely a vape in his
That's a
hand.
weed pen.
Well, yeah, he needed to calm himself down. It's
that
on
a-
me that you're at the end of the night when you're all stressed out. You don't take a fucking a couple cloud rips.
He's in California. When you go to the hospital in California, they just give you a weed pen. Lay you down, give you a weed pen. Here you go. Well, when you see that stab where it's like, here, just hit my weed pen.
I'm glad one of his handlers or his wife or someone was like, put something on your chest so people think that you were stabbed.
It looks like he
because-
has no legs. My legs
Hey, it
were
looks
cut
like
off.
a torso. He's a Diablo.
He ripped open the
enemy.
door and tore my legs asunder.
Cory says about 11:15 last night, he was driving
Put some
and a
Crash
car was
Bandicoot music
following
behind
him.
it. Damn
That's
it!
when Cory's quick-thinking bodyguard flashed a flashlight into the car to get them to stop.
Why do you have a bodyguard to begin with?
Do you know who this is?
I just love that they're just shitting on him. Meanwhile, they're like trying to broadcast his message.
Yeah, listen,
What are
they're not journalists.
those
They don't know.
stab wounds?
They don't know shit about this. We're the one following the real story. We know why he has bodyguards. We know all about that. These guys call themselves journalists.
What a tight
Cory
outfit.
Yeah, it was pretty tight.
All
though.
white, Supras,
Oh,
hat.
no.
I just want to
Anyway,
take a
when they came to the next light, one of the guys went out into Cory's side, ripped open the door, and then Cory is saying they stabbed him either with a knife.
Thankfully, Cory was licensed to drive himself to the hospital, where they found
No mark at all, like a tiny scratch, if anything.
What?
Cory is now saying that he thinks it was a syringe.
a syringe. Nefarious.
So yeah, they shit on him. They
Oh, man,
they
it's-
make him feel like he's got an audience, and they have him tell his story, and then they just shit all over him.
We're his best friends. He probably likes us more than anybody. We can't stop talking about this guy.